OG, we OG, oh no, G. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the oh no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to overload, yeah. Experts on reload, yeah. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the oh no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to overload. Experts on reload. Mempool getting hot. Everybody wanna rock, ayy. Rooms is coming, everybody on a knot, ayy. It's a nuisance, Ordinal Revolution, ayy. Ordinal Revolution. Yo, it's my guy for real, bro.
Run stuff.
Got friends right now. Yo, BRC 420, bro. Yo, that shit found fire, bro. Imagine if he in here. Yeah, like it in the seal. Murder. I got balls of steel. Nuki on the field. Yeah, this shit for real. With no calls, I get so far. Got 100 phone calls that I go hard, and they gon' love me. Smoke weed, huddle back. I get shiesty. Where my Bitcoin looking lovely. All this Satoshi's nothing above me. Bitcoin's alive, what you gon' do? Mempool fees are high. Ordinal. Where does it stop? Nobody knows. It's a revolution, ayy. Bitcoin is the one, no substitution, ayy. With Shizzy and Yagobi, it's Ordinal Revolution.
Welcome back to Ordinal Revolution. My name is Shizzy. On this channel, we cover the entire Bitcoin Ordinal ecosystem. What's up, guys? We have an amazing show for you guys today. We're live for another Ordinal hour. And yeah, you guys are probably all off today, right? You guys are out, waking up late, having a good day. No, Ordinal Revolution doesn't do that. Ordinal Revolution is here with you guys every single day, Monday to Friday, obviously. But we do take the weekends off here. Or do we? Because if you guys checked out the weekend, we had video after video for you guys. We did a video of P-Stake. We are very bullish on them, and liquid staking is going to be absolutely big. And then obviously yesterday we put out the Xverse video with Ken. Ken was phenomenal, guys. It's really cool to talk to someone like him. He's been around since 2013, but really been just in Bitcoin, right? So, and what they're building on Stacks, and he's bullish on Stacks, and kind of got me and Yagobi bullish on Stacks as well. So that was cool. And so go check out those videos if you have not yet. Enjoy your Labor Day with some Ordinal Revolution. But we're glad you guys are tapping in with us today. We're expecting a smaller show today, but we understand. We understand you guys are just not at work, don't have your earpiece in today, and which is awesome. But I'm glad you guys relaxed today, because today is Labor Day. Obviously, it is the unofficial end of summer. Summer has been awful, as always. I mean, I don't know why we were expecting differently, but I guess we were. Next summer, I will be selling in May and going away, especially around tax time, right? Yeah, man. I'm ready to get this show started. It's going to be a very fun, relaxed show today, guys. So just hang out with us. It's going to be a good time. But without further ado, we're going to bring in my partner, as always, Mr. Yagobi. What's up, buddy?
What's going on, man?
What's up, dude?
Yeah.
So today's Labor Day.
Yeah, it reminds me. I was gonna say it reminds me of like what you just said of when we were young, we were looking forward to the summer, because summer vacation and stuff like that. And now that we're like in the Bitcoin ecosystem and stuff like that, like it's summers have been kind of like dreadful, right? The past two summers, this one and the one before. But hey, look, we know that beyond the horizon, it's going to be a nice time to finish off the year is what we're looking forward to. So,
well, next summer, we'll be broadcasting live from the Ordinal Revolution yacht from the Mediterranean Sea. Because the next 5 months, we're going to make so much goddamn money, we're going to need somewhere to put it, and we'll just put it in our yacht. But I'm just kidding. But yeah, man. So how was your weekend? How's everything? College football's back. You know what I mean? Like that's fun. NFL comes back next week. NBA starts in a month. Hockey starts in a month. So it's actually getting really good for sports and stuff. So I've been looking for ways to get my mind out of this boringness. But how was your weekend and how are you feeling with that everything?
Yeah, that's my saving grace right now is college football, right? And football NFL starts this week, so that was actually really cool. I got to take my mind away from looking at Bitcoin really just kind of looking pathetic the past week and stuff, and but yeah, it's fun to have something to kind of get your mind off of things. So that's when we say touch grass. This is an example of that. Find something that you enjoy to do to kind of just get your mind off of things, and for you, that's been playing your PlayStation and playing, college football on there and Madden and stuff like that. So everybody has something that can take their mind off of things. You just got to find out what that is.
Yeah, man, and my PS5 is in the living room, so I gotta find ways around playing it because I don't want to put it down here because then you'll catch me over here like, oh yeah, Bitcoin, so I don't want it down here. So in my office here, so so I have it upstairs, but gotta find times to play it, and that's like for me, it's nighttime when then the kids go to sleep and stuff, so that's when I look forward to. But I wake up tired. I'm like but. Yeah, man. But let's get into some Bitcoin stuff. I know you guys don't want to hear us talk about PlayStation and sports the whole time, but we will if you want. We'll do a sports show. I think me and Yagobi could pull that off.
I do want to announce one thing real quick.
Yeah.
So today we will not be doing Merlin Mondays because a lot of the teams are actually in Korea for Korea Blockchain Week, and the ones that are in the West in the U.S. are spending time with their families, right, for Labor Day. So we will pick that back up next Wednesday. We're going to have some new and interesting builders that you guys maybe haven't heard from in a while or at all. So get excited for that for next Monday.
Yeah, man, definitely. And guys, we're giving away between 3 and 5 Billy Cats to see how we feel. But all you have to do is go to ord.io, and we're right on the front. Click this right here and put a comment in. Put a comment below and just load up, and all you have to do is give a reply and just put anything in here. Put a comment. Like that's it, right? And then you hit send. Your comment goes to the bottom. And what we're going to do is Yagobi's going to give me 5 random numbers, and then I'm just going to count down. So let's just say he get number 2, or what we'll use some type of mechanism. So it gives me like 16, 25, 36, 42. I'm going to count 1, 2 to 16, and that person will win. Then I'll count 22, and that person will win.
Well, is there a counter of how many comments are there? Okay. It is. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so I'll just use the randomizer, the number randomizer to make it fair. We can do it live whenever you're ready.
So I mean, you could get 1, so it could be the latest comment. You could get 5, so it could be the comment here. So, and we're not, I know some of the comments are off by time and stuff, but it's very random. So I'm just going to count down, and whatever that number is, that person will win. It's really cool. And the reason I like to use ord.io because I can just click here and I can get your wallet address, right? And then I can just send it to that wallet address. I click that and I just send it to that wallet address. So that's one thing awesome about using ord.io because you do have to have wallet, but you guys have plenty of time. We're not going to do that till the end of the show. So take your time with it. Just put a comment in there. And the reason we want to do comments in there because we want to be on the front page of ord.io always. So I mean that's free advertising. So that's why we're doing it, and I think it helps you guys out. You guys can win a Billy Cat because you don't have one. You need one. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, everybody needs a Billy Cat. Everybody needs a Billy Cat. I got my zombie Billy Cat on t-shirt on today. So
that's fire. All right. Bitcoin Magazine says not the best August for Bitcoin, unfortunately. How does September play out? And they had a really good chart. I kind of want to show it here. So you can kind of see every month green, red for the list. And we are in 2024, obviously. So that's why these are blank. But obviously, August was negative 7%, 3% positive in July, -7 in June. So if you look here, though, I was looking at September, green, yellow. And what does a yellow mean? I'm not sure. I guess
probably like a certain percentage of maybe like 3% both ways, maybe, or 5% both ways. Yeah,
that makes sense. So I mean, September's been mainly red, but a few points here green. So last year was a yellow, which was -2%, and then we've had, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 before last year's green at 3%. So we're gonna. What do you think is going to be here? You see any pattern in here at all?
Not necessarily. I mean, obviously there are some patterns. If you look at like the months of, If you look at the years, the bullish years, the pre-halving and the halving years are more grain. But like, you know, in terms of months, yeah, I think there's a little mixed data, right? You look in 2023 of September, we had a positive, right?
Yeah.
So it might not be as bad as people are expecting, right? August last year was negative 11% and then negative 8%. So basically, we might just have a little push up from last year if it follows the trend from, you know, last year. So this September could be around, you know, 7% of a gain, but we don't know. You know, everybody's projecting like a bad September. And sometimes it doesn't do what everybody, the masses, expect it to do, right? And so that's where I'm actually liking hearing a lot of that. People are like, September's gonna be horrible, September's gonna be bad. And whenever everybody's jumping on that wagon, it does the opposite. So keep it coming.
For sure does love doing the opposite what everyone thinks, for sure. But a message from Bitcoin Magazine: stop selling cheap Bitcoin to BlackRock. I saw this tweet this morning and I loved it because that's what you're doing. If you're selling Bitcoin right now, and obviously you guys ain't selling Bitcoin, but the people that are out there are selling Bitcoin right now, they're selling it to BlackRock and the ETF. It's all going there. So, I mean, you have a decision to make. You can let the rich get richer, or you can get generational wealth for yourself. But
yeah, this is the consistent message that gets preached, right? Like, you know, the whales are the ones that want to buy your Bitcoin cheap before the bull market gets started. The bull run gets actually started, right? Because, you know, there's been good little run-ups. Obviously, like Bitcoin hit an all-time high this year way before we expected it. But that wasn't the bull run. Let's be honest about it. That was just a variable that came into play with the Bitcoin ETF and hype earlier this year. But to sell your Bitcoin at, you know, these prices before an explosion, like, what was the whole point of you buying your Bitcoin and holding it, right? Obviously, if there's situations that people are in to where they need liquidity and capital right now in emergency situations, that's different. But just to sell it because you lost conviction, it just doesn't make sense. You know, what was the whole point?
100%. All right, so big economic data next week, September 11th, which is, you know, is a day of memorial here in the U.S. But on September 11th, we're getting the consumer price index, which is going to be huge. So this month, we're actually getting the CPI before the PPI. So the CPI is usually the one that really moves the needle. So you could see potentially 2 straight days, September 11th and September 12th, of being very bullish. And I think that's when we run up until the 17th, 18th. I think we have about 2 weeks of bull ahead of us, and I think that starts really September 11th, September 12th, if not before that. Maybe people are going to, you know, buy the rumor of these numbers going to be really good, because what I'm seeing is, you know, usually the summer months are more expensive. If you go get gas in the summer months, I don't know what summer, it's always been more expensive in July and August than it is in September and October. So you're probably going to see, you know, July being steep and then August being less. So I'm seeing inflation coming at like 2.7, 2.9 between there. And if that does happen, the Fed won. The Fed, they can officially have a soft landing.
Yeah, I mean, that was the whole goal, right? Is to get to as close to 2% as possible. I feel like a lot of times these metrics and numbers are skewed, right? Because like inflation is based off of, you know, what the previous numbers were, right? And so, but with that being said, I think the objective, you know, the Fed has done a good job of really getting close to it. You know, say what you will about Powell and the Fed, their goal seemed impossible of 2%, which still probably seems like that. But the fact that they've broken into, you know, the high twos right now, means that they got as close as they could, probably, right? So now what does rate cuts do for the overall market? That's what's important. And how will Bitcoin respond to it if the S&P and the stock market crashes a little bit this month because of rate cuts? Then people are thinking recession, you know, because Bitcoin is, the past couple of months, has kind of done a little bit of the opposite of what the S&P and stock market has been doing.
Yeah, for sure. But you have to remember, so let's just say you're someone who has millions of dollars and you have them in bonds right now. At 5%, you're like, hell yeah, give me that all day. But do you feel the same way at 3% and 4%? Probably not, right? So what you're going to do is you're going to take a lot of that money. You're going to get a little bit more risk on, because not only can you take a loan out and put that at 4 or 5% because the prices are dropping, and just all you want to do is potentially just make 6%, 7%, just so you can beat the bonds. So I definitely do see money leaving bonds, which is going to make the dollar weaker, and money going into risk on assets. Am I saying it's all going to be Bitcoin? No, but Bitcoin is looked at as a risk on asset, not by us. We think it's the safest thing in our portfolios, but by the hedge fund managers and stuff, it's a very risk on asset. And you're going to see a lot of money going from safe assets like bonds in the risk on like Bitcoin.
Yeah, I would even say that the TradFi guys are probably changing their perception a bit on, you know, how much of a risk on asset it is because they're in the market now. But retail and people that are individuals that consider themselves probably good investors probably still have that mindset a bit. And but that's really what kind of comes in and moves these markets from a strong standpoint is when the overall retail comes in and they start to FOMO, right? So yeah, it could be an extremely exciting, second half of September. Who knows how September is going to play out? I do think it's people that are calling exactly how they think it's going to play out are going to probably get it wrong because that's usually what happens. But this could be a good September leading into an even better October. But we'll see. We'll see, because Bitcoin has definitely had some consolidation with downtrend the past couple of months, and that's left a dirty taste in our mouth, I think.
100%. But you got to remember too, like S&P 500, like the top 8 or 9 stocks are leading it. Like everything else is not doing well. I think people overlook that. They say, "Oh, well, the S&P's up." It's only the 8 or 9: Nvidia, Apple, Microsoft, Facebook, and those stuff. Everything else is not doing well over there. But you could see them also getting risk on with that and getting a little deeper in some other riskier tech stocks and stuff like that as well. So I'm curious what happens in the next couple of months, but I definitely do see a risk on momentum change, and that could really benefit the ETFs, which benefit crypto in general. But moving along here, Vivek, a big crypto guy, not the guy running for the not Ramaswamy, the crypto one, the Bitcoin guy, says, while you were scared, someone just bought $64 million worth of Bitcoin. And then an hour after that, a whale bought another 1,000 Bitcoin worth $57 million. So these whales are coming in and buying 64 million and 53 million today, this morning. So that is pretty nuts. About $100 million was taken off the market. You have to remember too, Bitcoin's only what, $1 trillion asset, right? So 100 million, that's 10% of the supply just bought up by 2 whales today, right? So
yeah, 100 million. Well, you're talking about the value wise? No, it's not 10%, it's 1%.
Well, 10% of the, because it's trillion. Oh yeah. So a billion. Yeah,
1%.
Okay, 1%. 1%. Yeah. Sorry.
But still,
trillions,
that's
billions,
a lot. Yeah, that's millions, a lot when you're talking about that size of liquidity, right? Or capital. So
Russia to start using crypto for international transactions today. Today's the day they are officially using crypto for international transactions. I think this changes everything. This is how they will buy oil in the future. I think, oil will be bought and sold using Bitcoin only, because you don't have to wait for your transaction to clear. It's, hey, I got it. Here's your oil. And I think this is going to change everything. And I think the U.S. brought this on themselves, which it's going to make the dollar less of a worldwide asset, right? Because you used to have to buy and sell your oil in dollars, but you no longer have to do that. And now you can potentially use Bitcoin.
Yeah, more than that, though, it's funny because I had a conversation last night with my father-in-law about this. We used to have really good, lengthy, in-depth conversations about geopolitical things, and one of them was the sanctions, right? And how these countries are really just looking for other options to be able to continually do business without their economy being halted through sanctions. And so this is really, really big, I think, right? Because this allows for the crypto, Bitcoin and crypto space to continually grow out in the ways that we need it to, because whenever you have an influx of transaction volume like coming in for something like this, that's humongous. And then Russia is considered, I think everybody that's logical would consider them one of the world powers, right? And when one of the world powers starts to use something with a main like monetary system, that brings a lot of people into question, does that benefit our country as well? So I actually do believe we start to see more of this.
Yeah, man. Bitcoin fear and greed. Last week we were at a 55, which is weird. Last Monday we were at a 55, and then yesterday we were at a 26. Where do you think we are at today?
I'm gonna say like, so what were we the Friday?
So Friday we were at a 35.
Okay, so then I would say that we're probably around like 33.
26. So no
Okay.
change from the weekend. I just think the people who do the charts took the day off yesterday. Just give them the same number. That's kind of seen, but I never seen it 2 days in a row the same number. As long as we've been doing this, so that's different. But yeah, 26. But I think today at 8 o'clock, you're probably going to see this back in the 30s, if not 40s. Today seems very bullish. I'm actually excited for you to get into the charts here. Brought to you guys by the great people of BitPerp. BitPerp is going to be one of the leading leverage exchanges in Bitcoin. I think it's going to be them and Surf are going to be the top two dogs going forward, just because the partnerships that BitPerp has had. If you go look at their account, you can see that BitPerp has partnerships with pretty much every root. These guys are out here and they're building, they're grinding. They're not sure exactly what chain they're going to be on, but they're probably going to be on multiple chains. So that's going to be big for them as well. They're going to have multiple liquidity coming from multiple places. So look out for BitPerp, guys. And, you can play with their testnet soon. We're going to be doing live trading and stuff with them. So bitperp.io is the website. You can also find that in the show notes if you just want to click it. And let's see what Bitcoin is doing.
Yep. Let's see what Bitcoin is doing. And before we do that, though, guys, if you're on the YouTube side, please smash that like for us. Hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed, and turn your notifications on so you know when we go live. And on the Twitter side, guys, please smash that like as well and share the space for us, as it helps us out tremendously. And we thank you for all the support. But let's get into the BitPerp Bitcoin price action charts. Let me share my screen here. I am on the 1 hour chart. You can see that the 1 hour, it has built up some good positive price action momentum, right? We are at 58,689. And you can see that the MACD is still showing strength here. You have the orange and blue lines, pretty decent sized gap in between those, with another dark green candle forming there. We did just enter the overbought territory in the stochastics around, I think that was about couple hours ago. You can see here about like 4 hours ago. So this morning, Bitcoin seems to want to jump up, right? I actually do think that we continue this trajectory up with some consolidation with uptrend today. There's a couple of other people that I look to kind of see what their sentiment is, and the sentiment is that the 50-day EMA has been building up like a good amount of resistance to have a lot of longs built up, right? So the market makers probably want to manipulate, get this price up to like 61, 62,000, and then maybe tank it down to like 56 in the middle of next week, just to liquidate all those longs that have been building up the past week, right? But anyways, so for the second half of today, going off of that information, I expect this to continually rise up, right? Like I said, consolidation with rise up. It's not going to jump straight to 61, but I do think possibly we hit to 59.5, around that range, maybe a little bit higher, depending on how strong that momentum builds up on the upside. If you see here on the 8 hour, it kind of makes sense too to try to get to that 61. You can see the 8 hours going to give you more of, I would say, like a week's forecast there. You can see the sell pressure is weakening here on the MACD. The lines are coming close together. We've been in oversold territory on the stochastic since the 27th of August, right? So it's about time that the trend changed, and we have a little bit of trend change fill this morning, right? So same thing, I do expect us to head towards that 61,000. How long does that take us? Who knows? Maybe, the rest of this week, maybe, like I said, up and down consolidation while we're getting there. But that's what we're seeing. Also, I wanted to show something on back to the hour chart using the volume profile here indicator. You can see right here on the hour chart, and I only grabbed the data from early yesterday morning. So this is the hour charts data, right? And this is where the most activity is happening between these two blue lines. You see the point of control here in the middle at 58,184. Now, if you see right here, we're kind of hanging out at 58,654, but there's not much volume above this line here, and it's probably because today's Labor Day, right? So a lot of these traders aren't trading. But if we can rise above this, you can see the buy pressure is definitely stronger than the resistance, right? You see more support than resistance. It's not a ton more, but if we can get past and blow past these two levels right here, get to 59, then we can really start shooting up, right? So that's what I'm seeing. I do see that possibly happening. Does that happen really quickly? I don't know. It could. Anything could happen really fast with Bitcoin, right? Up or down. So that's kind of what I'm seeing. And the last thing I want to kind of show here is this guy, Crypt Nuevo. He's brilliant, man. And he's showing, this is where I got that data from, where that, this is the 1 hour chart, but the 50-day EMA resistance has been building up here. So people have been taking longs. So this is where that run for liquidity could happen, right? Now, this is the hour chart. So if this happens, then, you know, like I said, the 8 hour chart kind of, this will play out to the 8 hour chart, because you can see how many candles that would probably take, right? So maybe 3, 4, 5 days to get there, and then is what he's calling. And I agree with this. I think this makes a lot of sense here. So that is what we're seeing for the Bitcoin price action for the day. See pretty much, you know, an uptrend. For the 8 hour, for the week, we pretty much see an uptrend, but be careful to fall into that spell of, oh, we're back to bullish activity, because we could just, you know, build up a fake out to 61.5 like he's saying, and then the market makers say, I just liquidated all you guys.
So you're saying go long and then go short at 61? No, just like,
I'm not saying. I'm not saying any of my analysis is financial advice, but that's the breakdown that I have. But Shizzy's going to take a huge long.
Yeah, I'm long, baby. No, I'm just kidding. I actually am long a little bit on something, but yeah, I'm hoping to. I was negative bad, and then it's coming back. So now I'm like, should I take it at 0? But Yagobi's charts there make me like, maybe wait 8 hours and see what happens. But it's time for the roll call, guys. Looking forward to this one today. Roll call means a lot to us, and we're glad it means. I was in the Mr. Sheedy had a Spaces this weekend. I was in there, and he's like, your roll call, man. It keeps me coming back. And I was like, hell yeah, bro. So that's why we do it, guys. And it's not really about keeping you guys coming back. It's really about highlighting the people that are here with us. I mean, we love knowing who's here, and that's amazing. We have over 100 people here on Labor Day. I actually wasn't expecting to get this much, so we appreciate every single person that is here right now. Let's get into it. We got Webdro in that first slot. Focus on this cycle when you're wearing those Great Shots merch. Shout out to Webdro, man. Here every single day. We appreciate you, my friend. Chief Axel, man, it was great. Like I said, it was great meeting you before putting your face. I can put your face now to your name every time you're in here with us. We appreciate you. Mr. Hanky, the Christmas Boo. He loves me and I love you. Shout out to him in here. Lackey Lukey is here. Shout out to you, man. Appreciate you and your Billy Cat. We're giving away 5 Billy Cats today out of my personal stash. So look into that. Zahid is here. Shout out to Zahid. And then we got my man Yasher. Greetings, my dear community. Shout out to you, my friend. He's one of our mods. Helps us out so much. We appreciate you, Yasher. Ordinal Chips is here. Shout out to you, my friend. And then no. He says, Shizzy and Yagobi, I wasn't expecting a show today. I'm loving the commitment and consistency always, man. That's one thing. We might not be good at this, but we're consistent as that, right?
Yep, exactly.
No is here as a GM OR community. I feel like I'm surrounded by winners. Let's go. We're about to win. No. We're all about to win. I promise you that. Rick G is here. Happy holidays. Long live BRC20s. Shout out to you, my friend. And then Danny Boy, shout out to you. He says, Anemos. I'm not sure what that means, but it's probably some collection that's minting or something.
No,
or some rune.
It minted. I think it minted out like a couple, maybe like a month ago or a couple of weeks ago. But gotcha. Oh wait, no, you know what? You're right. This is a new one.
Yeah.
I thought this was okay. I got this mixed up. That's cool. It's like animals and stuff. Sorry, I thought he was talking about another one.
Nah, it's all good. I actually didn't do any research into it, so I'll look into it, Danny. Steamy J is here. Shout out to you, my friend. Patty Poo. And it was funny. The BC Machines reached out to us, and they were like, "Hey, want to come on the show?" And it's been 3 times now that they didn't make it on time, or they missed it, or something happened. So we were like, I'll leave up the Patty Poo. Patty Poo was like, "Yeah, have them on." So this Wednesday at 11:30, we're gonna have BTC Machines on, guys. So that should be a good one. So shout out to BTC Machines. They're gonna be giving us a demo of their game. Wednesday's gonna be a big gaming day because Foxy. We're gonna get into that later, but Foxy's gonna be doing their game too. So this week is gonna be a nice gaming week. So it should be fun. SPI is here. Joe Co is here. Shout out to you, my friend. He said, "Would love that Billy Cat prize. Maybe it's my lucky day." Yeah, dude. Just put a comment on that, and you could definitely win. I'm actually hoping you win. Do it with multiple wallets. Who knows? See what happens. Mark from Launch Punks. Shout out to Mark, man. Thank you for showing up today, my friend. I appreciate you. Zahid is here. Bitmap Gallery. Yo, Kai Effect is in the building. Says, yo, guys, shout out to you, my friend. Kai Effect is legendary, man. We appreciate you, my friend. Ant-Man is here. Albert with his daily stay away from OpNet post. Shout out to you, my friend. And that is Boy. Mega Chat, stay away from OpNet. They're scammers. So I don't know if they're scammers or not, but they were definitely on Francis' show, and I think they killed it. They did an amazing job. 3 hours of pure gold, and it was awesome for me because I was at a birthday party thing at Dave & Buster's, so that was cool for me to have something to listen to. Shout out to those guys. I don't know if they're scammers. I don't know. They don't have a good track record. We understand that, but let's see. They're building here, right? So they can build anywhere in the world, and they're building on Bitcoin. So LSR is here. Tim Baker, AOD Art says, "Let's win it." Shout out to you, my friend. Cache Cats is here. GM Coffee Donut Dog go to the moon. Shout out to you, my friend. I love you, Cash Cats, my man. Kai Effect is here. Mr. Sheedy, like I said, he's been putting on spaces all weekend. Shout out to Sheedy, man. He's out there killing it. I hope you enjoy your day off, my friend. Cash Francis says, "Send
I already sent it.
Did you send it? Oh shit. Okay. I guess they're gonna
on Monday.
He says, "If I'm allowed on." What? There's an open invitation to Francis Dune. Always. All right. So today's show is called "Focus on the Bitcoin Cycle." Which Bitcoin assets should you hold? I know Francis is what Francis is going to say, but what do you think about this?
Yeah, so the first part is focus on the Bitcoin cycle, guys. The cycle, right? What do I say? What have I been saying lately to you guys? I would say the past month and a half is when you get anxiety, when you get nervous, oh, Bitcoin, are we gonna have a bull market this year or this cycle? Zoom out, grab the previous cycles template. You can grab the previous one or the 2 cycles ago. It doesn't matter, 3, whatever, it doesn't matter, and place it on our timeline, and you will find out Bitcoin is where it should be. So that's the first part. Focus on the cycle and where we should be, and Bitcoin is exactly where we should be. So no need to freak out from that part. The second part, which Bitcoin asset should you hold, right? So that is obviously relative to your conviction, right? So for me, I think it's going to have to be assets that have at least, survived the test of time. So to me, that means like an Ordi, a Sats, right? And then you have like Dog is still hundreds of $1 million market cap. Bitmap, people might say, oh, well, Bitmap has gone down. Yeah, it's gone down, but like it has the most volume on Magic Eden if you go to any time period, right? So that's another one. DMT, with Nat Cats, these things that have these communities, right, that have survived the test of time. And obviously there's going to be some risk play. So some of that, I think for me, maybe 25%, I roll the dice on some of that. And that's stuff that like has potential to survive the test of time. So that's my perception on that. It's long-winded, I know, but what about you?
Yeah, I agree with you, but so it depends on how risky you want to be, right? So if you can get into, obviously, Bitcoin's the asset to hold forever. It's something that you really shouldn't worry about in your portfolio. It's going to do well over the next 20 years. But getting deeper, you're getting more risky, right? Do I think something like Ordi is going to be here forever? Yes, because it's on Binance. So I think Sats will be here forever. Yes, it's on Binance. But as we go further, some of the runes, right? We got Rune Coin. That's brought to you back by a team. That's not a meme. So Ordi and Sats are memes. So, and Dog is a meme too. I think Dog is another one that's going to be here forever. But as you get further into these teams, if you look at track record of teams, it only goes about 2-3 years for each project. I mean, some Aave, MakerDAO, some have been around for a long time, but most of them go away. So it really depends on how risky you want to get. But you can make a lot of money on ones that are here for 3 years, right? So it's one of those things. It's like it's all about your risk tolerance. I think is that an okay answer?
Yeah, that's why I said it's really relative to, you know, what your convictions are and your risk tolerance. I guess you would, you know, put that second variable in there as well. Conviction and risk tolerance, right? Those two go hand in hand in terms of selecting what you feel like your best portfolio looks like. So,
yeah, man. Decrypt actually had an article today, or it might have been yesterday, but I saw this going through their thing, and they said Bitcoin OpCat upgrade can be revived Satoshi code, transform the top blockchain. So this is big. Decrypt is where a lot of these big guys get their news, and they're forced to be talking about us, because I don't think they want to talk about us, because this time last year they were saying ordinals and stuff, they're making it too expensive, blah 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 blah. But they're actually finally saying, oh wow, maybe we have to, and it's an ordinal sitting there. They're talking about OpCat. I love this. When I saw this, I was so happy. I was like, ooh, I was all gleeful. So what do you think about this?
Yeah, I mean, they you know, this whole movement with the OD and OpCat and the what are they called? His collection is the I just completely my mind went blank on their collection. Anyways, what is it? The quantum cats. Quantum cats. Yeah.
And wizards.
So you know, this is like you said, Decrypt is in a sense like forced to cover this. And last year, a lot of them, you know, these publications and people that are more on the outside of the Bitcoin ecosystem weren't really rooting for runes ordinals. And so it was kind of like they were saying that it was going to die off, but it showed like that, you know, they had powerful like bounce backs and stuff like that. So now it's kind of like, okay, what's the next step of this ecosystem? And it's been OpCat, right? OpCat is huge because they know that will change the game, you know, for people that kind of talk down to the Bitcoin ecosystem. When you bring programmability functionality to Bitcoin on chain, it's a different story. And so I think they're just prepping, you know, for what the inevitable is, and that we will have OpCat and we will have a robust ecosystem in this coming up bull run.
Yeah, man, really cool that they're writing stuff on Bitcoin now.
Yeah, I mean those guys, you know, with the whole OpCat movement, they're getting so much support. You know, when we interviewed Ken, the founder of Xverse, I mean, he made us really bullish on it, right? We were talking about it, and he said that he's very convinced that it's going to happen probably quicker than we thought. And the people supporting it, people have to remember, it's not Udi and Eric that are just coming out here, you know, telling everybody, hey, we need OpCat. They were pretty much hand selected, in my opinion, from the, you know, comments that they've made by bigger stakeholders in the Bitcoin ecosystem to say, hey, you know, we're going to push this movement forward. So it's not, to me, it's not a question of if, it's a question of when.
Yeah. And that's basically what Ken said as well, right? I mean, so.
Exactly.
The Rune Uncommon Goods has now passed BRC20 token sats to become the most minted fungible token in Bitcoin's history, with over 24 million minting transactions. What do you think about this? I mean, you could say all you want about, I mean, well, not you personally, but people can say all they want about runes being dead. The whole reason Bitcoin is at, you know, 3 sats per VByte, 5 sats per VByte is because of uncommon goods. If you look on Genie data, the only thing minting right now is uncommon goods and BTC.BTC names.
Yeah, uncommon goods is that one token that you and I always talk about that we feel like people are sleeping on, right? Including us. I mean, let's be honest, because like we could get in this space, you can get just distracted by so many things, right? Especially if you're in it each and every day. Imagine if we weren't in it every day. That would be way worse. Like just coming in here and like looking through like these tall weeds. Thank God for Ordinal Revolution for you guys. I'm just kidding. But you know, it's I'm starting to change my perspective a little bit here on the short term, you know, opportunity. Obviously, I still keep that long term opportunity of after this bull cycle is done, and you go to the bear market, and then leading up to the next bull market cycle, that you can. I think uncommon goods could change the lives at that point, like a lot of lives from volume perspective of people. But I think even on the short term, because the total supply that's being minted, I think that's probably one of the smartest things that he's done, because I think it's 1 per mint still, right?
Yeah, it's still only one. Yeah.
That keeps the supply at bay. You know, so now you're not talking about 21 quadrillion supply like Sats has. I think they're at like 19 million right now. And that, dude, the holder count to supply is going to be nuts at some point. You know what I mean? So to me, I think like the demand for uncommon goods in the heart of the bull market can be just like huge, right? It can be enormous, and by that it can create a Doge effect, but even by more intensified if it becomes mainstream and picked up by centralized exchanges, because Doge's supply was way bigger and it's infinity, right? This is being held kind of at bay because it's one per mint. So the opportunity is here in the short term too, man. I definitely switched my perspective on that.
In 6 to 8 months, you could see 1 million holders. I mean, right now we're about a little less than 250,000, at 216,000. But 24 million have been minted and 216,000 holders. Like there's 216,000 wallets. There's only about 500,000 wallets in ordinals in general, and more than half, or low, about half of them have about at least one uncommon good.
Yeah, and here's the thing is that I do think like things will possibly ramp up, but again, like if Bitcoin's at 150K and the fees for the mempool are at something consistently like a little bit more outrageous, like let's say like 50 to 100 sats by VByte, you're not probably going to get a bunch of people minting this. They're going to look for it on secondary for cheap. You're going to so supply halts whenever, in my opinion, whenever things are going parabolic, especially if the mempool is high, right? Supply halting is let's say it gets to like triple of what it is right now, which is like 75 million. But then the holder count doubles or triples. I mean, this could be an amazing opportunity. But I'm obviously painting the picture to be like a perfect scenario, but who knows? It could play something similarly to that.
Think about this too. If the sats, let's just say, because we were consistently around 30 sats per VByte for a while back in April, May, right? When Bitcoin was headed up, on average 30. Some days 20, some days 40. But so right now, it will cost you 5 times more, right? Like than right now to mint this. So does it go up 5 times more? So you're sitting with uncommon goods, really depending on whatever the mempool is. So you're sitting on a 5x from here, potentially, just because the fees go up and consistently. And what happens when we hit 100 sats per view on average, right? I mean, does that mean that's a 30-40x? Like there's so many different things that could happen with this, and it definitely keeps me bullish. But if you look, like I said, look at Genie data, this is the only thing that's minting right now.
Yeah, and I love the perception of longing the mempool, right? You're either longing or shorting the mempool based on uncommon goods, and it makes like uncommon goods makes more and more sense to me as time goes on, and maybe that's just because like I'm slow with like the comprehension of it, or I'm just starting to realize, and it's like starting to the puzzle pieces are coming together in my brain of how this could be an amazing play. Just short term, long term, doesn't matter.
And I think there's going to be projects, and I've been saying it for a while. And if you are creating a project, think about doing this, because you have 200,000 holders that you just kind of go into their ecosystem, right? Like you just walk into it and say, hey guys, and you can do burning mechanism. And now potentially you can get uncommon goods to where there's, like Ethereum, where there's more being burned than coming in online, especially when the mempool gets higher, right? So I think it's, if you have like 4 or 5 different projects giving out whitelists to people who burn uncommon goods, right? I mean, I think that's like something that's going to happen when things are bullish, because no one wants to mint anything right now. But instead of, let's just say you're an uncommon goods holder and you hold a lot of it, creating a project to get some burned actually benefits you, even if you're not making money, but you're just saying, hey, it's a free mint. All you have to do is burn 10,000 uncommon goods, 5,000 uncommon goods, 1,000 uncommon goods, whatever you want to do. Or you can come in and say, let's do a thing where, you lock up your uncommon goods. Do you use fluid? Anyone who locks up 10,000 uncommon goods, or 5,000 uncommon goods, it gets a whitelist. So you haven't got to burn them. You can actually have people lock them up. So there's definitely things you can come in and do, and it seems really something that's stupid not to do with 200,000 holders.
Yeah, No, I agree with you on that. I mean, you're gonna have to find the mechanism that makes the most sense. But yeah, I mean, you're tapping into a holder base of right as of right now, and before this thing goes super mainstream, 200,000 holders. I mean, that's nuts. Like, who doesn't want exposure to 200,000 new people?
Yeah. And if you're Binance right now, you know what I mean? Like, let's just say they're
That
like,
might be the
okay,
first. That might be the first rune that gets listed on one of these major exchanges, and that would be very, very bullish for the entire ecosystem.
100%, 100%. All right. I was hoping for Francis to get in, but I don't think he's seen the link or not. But anyway, Fairpool is now live on Fractal testnet. We're excited to announce that Fairpool, the public mining pool created by Unisat developers, is officially live on Fractal testnet. And I had the tweet here. Let me grab this. Here it is. So this is it right here, and it basically says we're excited to announce Fairpool. I just read that, and this is the graphic for it. So Fairpool is a way for you to mine using pooling. Because if you do mine solo, your chances are very low of winning a block. Can you win a block? For sure, but your chances are really low. But joining a pool like Fairpool, which is backed by a lot of hash rate, you're probably going to win. At least 10 blocks an hour, because every block is like 30 seconds long. So you probably win 30 to, probably a couple hundred blocks a day. Obviously, you're sharing that with everyone in the fair pool, but you're definitely getting FB every single day. What do you think about Unisat actually putting their own pool out?
I think it's actually cool. It gets people involved to interact and learn. Dude, like I think this is really, really smart for them, right? Because now you're, giving a place for just any everyday person to learn about mining in a pool type environment, and you give them an opportunity to earn, right? And I think that's really cool. It's smart.
I'm actually thinking about doing this now. I'm thinking about actually maybe buying an ASIC. They're about, you can get anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000, depending on how new and you want it to be. And then, just putting one of them in my basement and just letting it go. See how much, I think that is actually a better idea than buying these ordinals that, other people are mining for you, right? I just think that's a really good idea. I just don't know, because I'm in Philly, so I don't know how expensive that's going to be to use electricity, because electricity's I don't know if it's high here, but I'm sure it's high compared to other places in the world. So I'm not sure how
well, you're just gonna have to do the
calculation.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do the calculation, unless you just totally want to do it for educational purposes only.
Which I might do. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? That could be good. It also could be good tutorial video for our audience as well, right? But yeah, so just do the calculation in terms of how much you're paying electricity wise, and then see if it makes sense. If it does, awesome.
But that's the thing too, is like, if I'm expecting, this token to do a 5x, maybe it doesn't matter if I'm making money in the beginning,
Yeah, it's true. That's true too. I mean, there's going to be other, as of we know another proof of work chain, right? And that's going to be coming out public soon. But getting in early, I don't think you should look at it like, okay, how much can I mine the dollar value right now? Where's it going to be in 6 months? That's the important question. I think that you need to ask yourself, and that's where, if it makes sense or not.
And Yasher goes, buy a couple solar panels and batteries and let the sun provide the energy for you. There you go. I mean, solar panels, a couple $1,000, right? But yeah, you're right. I mean, that's definitely an investment up front, but you're definitely right. Over time, that could be very lucrative, especially if FB does, a 10, 20, 30, 40x. I mean, Francis thinks that it's going to be the BNB of this cycle, which is crazy to think about, because BNB went from $2 last cycle all the way to about 700, and I think it's still at like 400 or 500 today. So if that's the case, I mean, you could potentially see, and I'm sure the BNB token was at a few hundred million, when it launched, right? Because it's Binance. So to see where they're at today is pretty remarkable. And if he thinks that this could be even 10% of that, that's eye-opening.
Yeah. Who is one of the soft silent investors is Binance behind Unisat. I mean, it could do that, right? It could, because there's going to be a BNB of the cycle. Who is that going to be? We don't know.
Yeah. Well, think about it. BNB was a fork of Ethereum, Ethereum was the number one chain last cycle. Everyone
there you
forked it.
go.
So it was the first one. Bitcoin's seeming to me be number one chain this year or this time, and Fractal being a fork of that, right? So I don't know. I mean,
kind of follows the template, right?
it does 100%. So, but we'll see. PizzaSwap over the weekend. So I had this in here because I was doing research last night, and PizzaSwap was testnet was rescheduled, and I didn't realize that it was rescheduled for one day. So I came out with a tweet basically saying "I told you so," and then they come out today and say inscribe your dream. PizzaSat is now open for testing on Fractal. I tried to use this morning. I didn't really spend enough time with it, but it seems like it's going to be the modular system that we have here on Layer 1. Have you got had time to look at it at all? And what's your opinion so far?
I haven't yet. I definitely want to dive into it. But when you told me that it reminds you of the modular system, I was kind of turned off by that, just because, look, if they're going to be on a side chain, it's just like, why are we having to bridge into another almost meta protocol type environment on the chain, right? I don't know, man. I wasn't so bullish about that. But what's the actual URL, if you don't mind? Maybe I can plug it in and just at least give a show to the audience of what it looks like.
Yeah. I had it right here. Just give me 30 seconds. Of course, here it is.
The fact that they even have it up right now is really cool, though. I mean, they have 7 days, right, before the chain launch, but I don't think they plan to have PizzaSwap ready right then. Did they?
Well, it has to be, because how are you going to get FB?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so that makes sense. Yeah, you're
so they're going to let you probably wrap your Bitcoin. They're probably going to give you a wrapped version of your Bitcoin, so you're able to buy FB. But how else are you going to be able to participate without a faucet? So
yeah, no. Okay, this is completely not what I expected. I expected an actual website and stuff. but hey, the PizzaSwap right here. Okay, so it's definitely that modular feel to it.
Yeah.
But
I thought it would be at least pizza colors. I mean, maybe some crust and some cheese, some I don't know, yellow, some red. It just being black and called PizzaSwap seems to be a little bit of a drag, but it is only day 5 of them calling it PizzaSwap. So I hope they make it more pizza-y. Right?
Pizza-y, yeah. Has some toppings on here. We need some toppings. It's plain cheese right now. Plain cheese.
It's not even cheese. It's like burnt. Like, I mean, it's black. But yeah. So, what do you guys think? I'm curious. Put it in the chart. I'm going to actually keep showing it. So, you do new test net sats for the fee token. So that's one thing. They're going to call it PizzaSwap. Pizza's going the token pizza is going to go crazy, and then you're just going to use sats. It's just, I love Unisat, but these guys are just engineers, and it feels like they have no
creativity,
marketing ability whatsoever.
Well, they got millions of dollars, so they can pay for marketing.
They can hire people like us to market. I'm just kidding, but yeah, true. I mean, but it's the modular system. Like it says up here, if you go to overview, you can kind of see PizzaSwap. It says it right here. PizzaSwap is a module that enables you to users swap, provide liquidity to earn BRC20 directly. So it's the modular system we have here. I was right about this. It's nothing. There's no new technology with this. It's just same old, just with 30-second blocks and everything. That's going to be a lot easier to get in and out. And the white module could be active day 1. So that's beneficial. But at the end of the day, if you're trading BRC20s in a swap form, you're going to have to come in here and provide liquidity, which you can earn, which is cool. But until the script language comes alive, and what I'm hearing is there's going to be 3 kind of launches. The first launch being Ordinals on September 9th. The second launch being BRC20s, which is going to be 7 days after that. And then the third launch being the scripting language, which then you're going to see sats pump fun and stuff like that. So what do you think about that? They're kind of going to be rolling this out in separate forms.
I mean, the thing that sucks about that is that you can lose focus from your audience, right? But if you look at previous blockchains from last cycle, that happened with other chains too. I mean, I remember Cardano didn't have a swap for a while, right? And then once the swap came out, I think Sunday Swap was like the first big one that was promoting that they were going to be first. And then they started to come out one by one. But there was a long period that they didn't have a swap from what I remember. Maybe I'm wrong about that. But it is going to, lose a little bit of hype because of that. But hey, people can still do like, the regular inscribing stuff and stuff like that. I just don't know if that's going to be that fun, right? Because like doing that faster to me isn't better. You know what I mean? It's still this, non-AMM, non-smart contract environment. And that's the whole purpose of Fractal, is to be able to do those cool things in a faster environment.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's all you're going to have in the beginning. Faster environment. There's going to be nothing else that's new. But maybe that's a good thing. Maybe, getting you Bitcoiners over there, you don't want to like overwhelm them, right? Especially the newer guys. You kind of want them to feel like they're home. They want to feel like, what's going on. You know how to do this. Don't worry. You know what I mean? So this could actually be genius. And we're sitting here and, I'm personally sitting here being like, it's stupid. But in the long run, you're onboarding with something everyone already knows how, right? But I guess the argument there would be everyone knows how to use EVM, and then you have something like Maryland, right? And when people say, "Oh no, it's too hard to use," it's man, you used Matic, you used Arbitrum, you used Optimism, you know how this works. So that's one thing that kind of bothers me as well when people say, "Oh, you can." Everyone already understands how to do it. Everyone in Ordinals, at least 60% of them, 70% of them, have done an EVM transaction.
Yeah, so I agree. But also, I mean, there's Bitcoin wallet connects too. So it's not like it's that much harder, right?
Exactly.
So, but yeah, I mean, I think that they, should probably try to consolidate the dates as much as they can to roll things out as exciting as possible with this hype. But
well, they already said 21,000 blocks for BRC20. So BRC20 starts on block 21,000. So anything minted before them won't be indexed. So the first index will be after block 21,000. So you can obviously mint BRC20s in the beginning. They just won't get indexed by the Unisat Foundation. They won't be looked at as BRC20s. So, but is that fair? No, they won't count. They're trying to give. So what's going to happen is everyone's going to want to sub 1 million inscription. And with block time 30 seconds and, the blocks being a little bigger, you're going to be able to probably get 1 million inscriptions in the first, 10,000 blocks, 20,000 blocks. So by them doing that, they're saying, let's just get the inscriptions out of the way so people aren't gung-ho about destroying our chain and keeping fees super high. Because when BRC20s come out, it's going to be like, craziness. But then you maybe wait 7 days more before you put out your scripting language, which allows sats, pump fun and stuff, because that might get crazy too. So what they're trying to do in this, to me, is kind of like they're trying to consolidate the blockchain into 3 phases. So you're not overwhelming it and you're not paying $17 for a transaction because there's millions of transactions in the mempool.
Yeah. And like you said, it will familiarize people to get what they need to get over for when that time comes, so it's kind of just getting comfortable with using the plot or the chain and stuff like that. So
yeah, we message Francis here, see if he's coming on. He said, "I'll join in a bit." We're gonna be out by then, Francis. I hope you.
But we got a couple of questions in the chat, and then we got to do the giveaway too. So
yeah, definitely. Quit on these real quick. So this was pretty cool. Universe, formerly known as Tap Wallet, now includes a chat feature in the wallet, and I had it up, and now I don't. But if you go to tapwallet.io, bring up my screen here. There's a chat feature button now. You hit the chat, and you can see I'm going to connect my wallet here, my Tap wallet. And I'm going to come over here and pop my password in. Sign. And you can see I already have a couple chats up. I sent Mr. Sheedy a chat. I said, Sheedy, what's up, man? I sent Mattyverse a chat. I said, yo, yo, yo. And then the Explorer sent me a chat. They're going to be using this stuff. So that's pretty cool. This was the first one that they sent us. So that's awesome. And you can kind of see if they're offline or not. Sheedy's offline, extra. So right now, if you go to message me and I'm just Shizzy, you'll see that I'm online. So this is really cool feature that they added, and I thought it was worth talking about. But they're going to explain more on Tap Tuesday tomorrow. But what do you think about this feature? Are you on there?
I I think maybe I am. Yeah, I think I am. Maybe. Well, maybe not.
No, I don't think you are.
Yagobi? Who's Yagobi?
No, I don't know, but it's not you.
I could have sworn I was on there, but anyways, I can create an account. Yeah, I mean, I think it's cool to integrate the social aspect of it. The more that people come on board with these kind of social things, though, the more that you're showing your messages to everybody. By the way,
Yeah, I mean, they're not anything. I just said, "Yo, Sheedy, what's up?" So I'm just sending Sheedy. So Mr. Sheedy, I'm messaging you live, bro, into your tap wallet right now. So message me back. But someone please message me back. I just text like Mattyverse, yo, and then this is just from them. This is just users can instantly open chat. They just explain to me how it works. But yeah, but that's pretty cool.
Yep. You want to do we have a couple more things we want to dive into?
Yeah, I just want to knock out these last two. It's just the Foxy thing and the track thing. So the fourth round of the track validator licenses pre-sales goes live. It's almost sold out already. I was just looking at it, and it's like 90% sold out. So if you do want to pre-sale track validator, that is just go to the track Twitter account, and they'll walk you through how to do it. And then this is huge. Foxy Bitminer pre-sale kicks off Thursday, with Clan Wars launching Wednesday. So we had a meeting with them this morning. Obviously, they're one partner of ours. And they're going to do a 24-hour, they're going to put their beta out for 24 hours from Wednesday into Thursday. And the last 2 hours, we're going to do a live stream. We're going to be streaming it live, kind of see everything, how it is. And then we're going to have them on the show on Thursday to kind of talk about how everything went. And then on Thursday, they're also going to be kicking off their pre-sale of the Foxy Bitminer. They wanted to do it on mScribe, but mScribe's having some issues, so they're going to figure out a pre-sale way of doing it. But if you do have it, you will be able to get on mScribe later, and you will already have guaranteed, and you can kind of pick which one you have. So this is huge by this team. You got to remember too, when you're getting one of these, you're helping fund this amazing project, which is absolutely amazing. You're really keeping this thing alive. So that's something for me is like I'm supporting innovation, and by doing that, I feel good about owning one of these Bitminers. That's me personally.
Yeah. Well, I think the Bitminer excitement is going to be whenever people are actually able to determine what they're mining out of their bitmap, right? Because it's not just one thing. You're going to benefit from this because you will be able to determine what these assets are and what their value will be based on data points from the actual blocks, right?
Yeah.
So once this actually gets going and people we're going to start hearing about popular tokens, DMT tokens, that come out of this Bitminer ecosystem. And then you'll see them, listed on Ordinal's wallet and stuff like that. And they could have like big market caps eventually. But the cool part is that like it's non-arbitrary, right? So it's based on data that's already out there. You're just pointing to which metric you're going to use.
100%. We got our boys Maestro in the building. Maestro is shout out to these guys, dude. They're building infrastructure plays on UTXO chains. So if you don't know who Maestro is, guys, check those guys out. If you are building, you need to at least know what they're doing. So shout out to Maestro and everything that they're doing. Big fans of them.
Yeah, and so they have a ton of experience, I know, from the Cardano ecosystem, and what they're trying to do is just they're trying to make building easier for UTXO devs, right? How does that happen? It's through APIs, the magical power of APIs, right? So these infrastructure APIs will just help you cut out a ton of headache. It's exciting that they're going to be probably coming and playing over here and building things out and solutions out for builders over here.
100% shout out to those. Sheedy says, I messaged you. Let me check my messages here. Oh, he did. He said, what's up? This is so cool. They didn't even know it was here. Yeah, this is brand new. Sheedy came out this morning. But yeah, let's have a private conversation on Universe. I feel like this stuff is going to be used for like black market activity because you know what I mean?
Whoa. I don't know about that.
No. I just remember I watched the movie and they were like doing like terroristic stuff or whatever using
it's getting worse, Shizzy.
No, I know. But they were using like a Duran chat room to do that stuff. You know what I mean? Okay. So it just reminded me of that movie. But no, don't use it for that. Sorry, but I'm just saying it just reminded me of that. Like the Duran chat room was used for that type of stuff. So it was funny to see. I forget what movie that was. But yeah. Anyway, getting back to stuff here. There wasn't one more thing. Nope, that's it. All right, guys, I think it's time. We're gonna do the giveaway. So right now there is Yagobi. There's 95 comments. Okay. So if you want to give me a number, 1 through 95.
All right. Well, let's do it this way. Sorry, I just want to set this up real quick.
Yep. So all you guys needed to do was come here and comment. That's it. So, and we just wanted to get our image here on the or.io. Sorry, I'm multitasking here. But yeah, so that's it. So you can see, put a comment, and then yeah.
All right. So I have. You can see I used random.org. Let me zoom in here so people can see. And we did the number range between the minimum number 1 and the maximum number 95, because you said there's 95 comments total, right?
Yep, 95 comments. Yep.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and generate, and we're gonna pick the first winner. So good luck to everybody out there. Generate. All right, number 9 is the winner. So let's see who that is.
All right, 1. I'm counting myself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Congratulations, ASIC. I'm grabbing your address right here. I'm going to send it to Yagobi so we can lock you in as the first winner.
All right. So let's
1 second here. Some music started.
No worries. No worries.
All right. We're back. We're good.
All right. All right, so we're gonna go for the next winner here, and this is for Billy Cat, guys. So congrats to the first winner, and the next winner is, let me generate. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Boop. Number 91. Goodness.
Holy shit! Should I just go backwards and count from 5?
Yeah. But yeah, make sure that that's the last, the same one.
I'll go to the bottom here. Load more.
The last comment there. Is it the same last comment? Yeah, we probably didn't think about that.
More. Doesn't matter. Yeah, it's all random at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So, all right. So 1. So what is it? Number 91.
91.
So 4. So it looks like this person has 1.
Wait. 95, 94. What? Go back. Oh no.
Yeah. Sorry. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So this person
hold on.
Right?
95, 94, 93, 92, 91 is the green bubble up there. Yep,
okay.
That one.
Grabbing that. Grabbing your address, and I'll send it to Yagobi. But take a quick break from this. We'll come back to it. Or should we keep going?
We can come back to it. We got our guy Francis down there wanting to pop up. And how was your wonderful Monday, Francis?
I don't know, bro. I'm just going 100 miles on the highway, seeing a bunch of haters just zoom by me in the rearview mirror, getting smaller and smaller. You know how it is. You know you gotta play the game, man. So, yeah, just a lot of people saying X, Y, and Z. It's all good, but that's part of the territory, I guess. Other than that, I'm doing great, bro. I'm feeling really nice right now. Was under the weather a little bit, got a little bit better now, and I'm ready to rock and roll, bro. You know, whatever the market presents to me, I'm gonna make the most out of it. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
And
I just saw you at
3 hours.
I don't mean to intrude, and you guys don't have to always bring me, bring me online here. You know what I'm saying?
You bring viewers. Of course, we're gonna have you on. Like, what the
hell? I mean, not everybody. Not everybody has tomorrow's newspapers today, right? So
yeah, exactly. Holy shit! Sorry, I'm gonna turn on the other way for the sun. But yeah, so how's it going, guys? What's the latest?
So the PizzaSwap is live, and it's the modular system. So I was right about that. So you got to bridge into the bridge in the Fractal, bridge into the modular system.
Are we deep diving into that right now? Like, you want to get thrown into the deep end of the water and learn how to swim? Okay, that's what you do. That's what we're doing. Yeah, to be honest,
bro.
Yeah. To be fair, I have not, and I do apologize for the casual thing. I had to do some running around, but I have not got time to test anything or anything like that. I think I saw it last night. I went to bed. I woke up, had a bunch of stuff to do, crypto related, real world related. And somebody said something about bots is there. But other than that, I'm hoping to hear an update from you guys. And the first thing I hear from Shizzy is, I was right. Well, yeah, all good.
I like being right because it doesn't happen very often. So let me enjoy.
See right there, bro? Mad respect to you. It's hard for people to admit. No, to admit that, like, things that I say didn't come to fruition. So right there and then, mad respect, and learning from your own experience, bro, is going to make you better, And it's okay. If you're not afraid to make mistakes, bro, you're going to do fine. That's it.
Well, the thing for me is, like, I like to be a little controversial. So sometimes I'll say stuff just to be, just to kind of push the limit a little bit. Even though that's not truly how I feel, I like to just start conversation. I like get people's brains going, right? If that's me just being wrong once in a while.
You get instead of their brains going, you get the blood boiling. I'm just saying that jokingly, but yeah, no, all good.
Yeah, MJ the GOAT. Anybody can try to debate me on that. I won't lose that debate. But MJ the GOAT, he said himself, you can't make the game-winning shot that you don't take. And so I think that, like, the more that, like, you don't care about right or wrong and stuff like that, in my opinion, the more trust that you earn from the public. Because, at the end of the day, the public knows that we're all human at the end of the day, so you're going to get some right, you're going to get some wrong. If they expect you to be right every single time, then those are probably followers that you don't want anyways.
110%.
John.
110%. Oh, John. It's so funny, because I think, I don't know if he messaged me or I messaged him in Twitter, and I heard his accent. He's like this thick, like, British guy. He's like, hey, mate, you walked Shizzy up the garden tree and ripped him. I'm like, whoa, holy fuck. Okay, John is a real guy. He lives in England, but he was making me laugh just with his accent and the way they express themselves. So, yeah, but look, that's the nature of the game. The best of us don't even get everything right, but we try to make that better moving forward from learning from what we, been through. So it's just, it's like an adolescence, man. All good.
100%.
So what's happening in the markets, man? Update me. I mean, I kind of was in my own bubble.
Yeah, like, I mean, Bitcoin in general, a lot of people think that, there's going to be kind of like a liquidity rush up to, continually build positions, long positions up to about 62,000, and then liquidate them all before, kind of rebalancing out. But, that's good for the short-term markets. But in terms of, September, I don't know. I actually think that when people start, you get a lot of people ganging around one narrative. A lot of times it's kind of, especially with price action, it's probably best to kind of not do anything or do the opposite. Because, Bitcoin surprises a lot of people, and a lot of people are calling for bloody September. But if you look at last year, September, we had I think a 3.5% increase. And so we aligned with this August to last August. And I think we can align from this September to last September with a little bit more of a bump increase. So we'll just have to see.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, look, as I said when I started this here, for me, like, this is what I've always done. I never try to get into the business of speculating in Bitcoin's price, although I'll make the rare case of, when the bull run may come, and I'm still going to stick to that. But the best way to really do it, fellas, is to just see what, you wake up in the morning, you see what's happening, you try to predict where the market will be in terms of not Bitcoin price, but narratives, trends, the Bitcoin ecosystem, what's needed, what's the solution, who's creating the solution here. And then you just take what's in front of you and what the market presents, and you work with that and try to make the most out of it. That's what I've always been living by. And, I think it keeps you sane too, because you're not trying to, you're getting frantic and beating yourself up and looking at the markets all bloody. But there's always opportunities. And the beautiful thing about the Bitcoin ecosystem, guys, really and truly, when you look at all these things that we had, Bitcoin wasn't in the most bullish times, but the Bitcoin ecosystem, if they see the value, they'll buy into it. You know what I mean? Like BRCs is one prime example. That entire year was a bull market, right? A bear market for people, but arguably a bull market for the people in the Bitcoin ecosystem. And even with runes, we're kind of flat line and people still buying into that. So, I mean, I think this is what we have that differentiates us from the rest of the vast crypto markets is the Bitcoin ecosystem. If there's value there, they'll buy into it, so, which means opportunities too.
Yep. I agree.
100%.
I did see some of your interview that you had with the OpNet guys, and well, that was a very, very long interview that a lot of people watched. What was your overall, like, let's say that you can summarize kind of the feeling that you ended with at the end of that interview? What could you kind of maybe break that down of what you were feeling at the end?
Yeah, sorry for moving around, but what happens is if the sun's hitting the phone, it's gonna die, overheat. So, anyways, yeah, look, good question. Thanks for asking that. I would just say that how those guys are fucking intelligent dudes. They really are. When it comes to the tech and how things work, and I see a lot of me and them in terms of they start off as investors, then they kind of work their way up to this like building standpoint and become like entrepreneurs, and they're building something at a large scale, a meta protocol on layer one. And that's what goes back to what I say. If you look at people who are creating solutions for the problems, and I'm not saying like yeah, go buy them up and whatever, look at them and see what they're doing. But all I'm saying is I'm open to everyone, But yeah, my takeaways from that was if what they say is true and what they're building, which I'm led to believe it is, I think that how there's a lot of good coming out of them, and it's probably worth your time to just pay a little bit of attention to see the developments of what unfolds over there. Because as I said, there is going to be a market on layer one. It seems as that's where their primary focus is, although they're going to be also in Fractal Bitcoin. But I like the things they said, and I'm willing to give them some of my busy time in terms of looking into it deeper. So the reason why I value these guys too, right, in terms of from the beginning, they know the entire storyline, and they've experienced the pitfalls that Bitcoin has with tokens. And you ask anybody, when you look at Casey, and I've always said this, bro, and the things they say, obviously with different words, is exactly my end result with my sentiment on it. I'm not trying to be negative, but just trying to be realistic. And anybody who begs to differ on this point here is just an idiot. But the Ord client was built in mind with supporting NFTs. It just was. Just look how we list the tokens. So how are you going to try to force a token standard in an NFT style structure, right? There's not even a debate there. It's just common sense, right? It's just not going to happen, the way we want it. So when you hear about all these new different, like maybe side chains or protocols, everyone's like another one. Well, I don't think the first iterations or not iterations, but versions from other camps really understood that, because they wouldn't be building it the way they like another standard, another rune standard. It just wouldn't work. Again, a square shape trying to go into a circle slot. It just doesn't make sense. We could try to force it all we want, but at the end of the day, it's just not gonna. It was not designed for that fucking application. That's it. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah. I believe that these guys have really good intentions. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, everything they're building is an experiment, right? So the Oshi stuff, Danny went into that a little late. He was pushed out as the face of it, and it didn't go well for him. So that was like, whatever. It is what it is. I won't give him any slack for that. But the Moto stuff was huge. In Denver, those guys were. It had the whole world talking, especially even me and Yagobi were talking about them. So that was big. It was a lot of people watching, but they couldn't get it done. So my whole thing is right now is like I really hope they can get this done, but can it be done? You know what I mean? So they're forking Ord and doing their own thing with it, but can they get this from paper to product?
Right.
And I don't know about that.
Yeah,
exactly. So
that's a very good question to ask, right? Even if you think someone is legitimate, what's the possibilities of them actually delivering from a technical standpoint? You can have the right team, you can have the right guys, their motives could be pure, but you could still fail from a standpoint of like the tech just didn't work out in the end. Or you weren't able to build it for whatever reason. And I've seen this happen with, and dude, that almost happened with us. I'll be honest. That almost happened. That's why I was like, yo, bro, there's no way I'm going to let this friggin' happen. Maybe it's out of my control. I have to come off a camera and do that period of time. So that can happen to the best of us. Even if we want to make it happen with our, with all of our heart, soul, and energy, sometimes things don't go according to plan, And again, is that unique to them? I think that's something that's just, when it comes to software development, especially crypto stuff, it's much more intricate. The odds are stacked up a little bit more in that favor, right? You're more likely to fail than you are to succeed. That's the reality.
Yeah. But I I think real quick, I think they have a great opportunity with Fractal. I don't think what they're building can be built on Bitcoin, but I think it can be built on Fractal with OpNet changes and maybe them going to the team and saying, hey, we need this, and the team being very centralized and can make that stuff happen for them. Add an opcode or add this if they need to. So I think they are in the right place at the right time for the first time, being that Fractal is such a baby and being very centralized, and they might be able to get anything they need done for them to keep this building process going.
Could be, yeah. I mean, all of that's a possibility for sure.
Yeah, and you also have to think about one thing, and we don't probably think about this enough, and it's the fact that how many moving parts in our ecosystem are constantly moving, right? And what I mean by that is like who's controlling the main narrative. And when that happens, like sometimes builders have to literally stop what they're building and then pivot and start over. So an example for that was, I'm sure that like Danny and Chad were focusing on BRC20, kind of pivoting off of that. And then Runes comes out, and then all of a sudden, if you're a builder in the space, and the guy that created like the main thing that started everything says, hey, I'm creating a new fungible token standard, that throws everybody off as a builder and say, okay, let's start. We're going to have to start from scratch to see how we can fit into that now, right? So, that's a huge variable in new innovative ecosystems. Like Ethereum doesn't really have to do that because EVM is down pat in terms of like their system and how it works, and they just add features onto that. So you can have a base of your project and what you're building, and then if they add a new feature, you say, okay, cool, that's awesome. That makes our project better. We could do this and that. But over here, there's still a fight of like, what's going to be king. And I think that is probably stressful at the same time as exciting for builders, but we don't probably take that into account as much.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. There's so many things we could talk about here on this topic. Before I lose my train of thought, I just want to address something with Shizzy here. Should I or should I not? No, it's okay. No, it's nothing bad at all.
Bro, let's do it. Let's do it.
You love it, eh? I'll say this. So the FB token, right? Let's talk about that. And why I'm bullish on the FB token, and it truly does remind me a lot of BNB. And I'm not just saying that because I could use that as an excuse because I got a frame of reference to show my video from that. It's the truth. It really does remind me of it. And back to the notion of having token standards on this Ord client or on Bitcoin, even on Bitcoin, it just doesn't fit too. It's like trying to force your shoe. You're a size 10, but you want to fit it in a size 9 because the shoe, you just want to put it in that shoe. It just wouldn't work. And when people heard about they're hearing about Fractal, they're like, oh no, I'll pass, not another sidechain. What you should be saying is, oh, I'll pass on whatever was Runes or whatever it is, just not another token standard. It's just not going to work no matter how much you try. That's what they should be saying. And when you look at Fractal, they're building the right size now for that shoe for you to fit, to put your feet in and walk around. See what I'm saying? It just cannot work there. So all I would say is with the Fractal network, they're creating this thing to make trading tokens sustainable the way we would need it. Now, that's all I wanted to say there. Now, to the FB token, 50% is going to be mined. Okay, cool. But 50% is not in their control. If we go by the metrics, what they said, and those different allocations for that other 50% are going to go to those different categories, yes, sure, team will have tokens. Yeah, sure, I think there's some sort of treasury there, whatever. That's actually what, normal projects do. But the 5%, I think, was the number, right? If you guys could pull it up on the fly, just to fact check me again, I'm going off the top of my head.
15% team.
15, yeah, but 5% for the thing, for the pre-sale, right? I think.
Let me bring it up.
I think it was 5% for the pre-sale. Team members normally get 10 to 20% of tokens, but that's also vested, right? It has to be vested. They're not going to get it on day one. So I just don't know what those vesting periods look like. So I just want to make it clear, like when I said I think it's going to be a top 50 crypto within 8 months or less, it's not that, okay, well, you're like, well, it's going to go to 1.7 trillion. Sure, that's like around the 50th mark, but that doesn't mean they own in their possession, available at their disposal, 50% of the supply. That's the very, misleading. As a matter of fact, they may have 15%, let's just call it 25% or 20%, right? From a treasury, but it's going to be on chain. You're going to see, all these different weird movements of big dumps. team tokens are always vested very heavily, normally after 6 months or a year of something going live. I just don't think, why would they want to ruin their reputation? Why would they want to ruin selling fucking tokens like they're already millionaires, bro? You know what I mean? That's just how the average guy would think. Let me go sell dumb tokens. For somebody who doesn't have millions already in the bank, maybe they may think in short term. But OGs like this, they're thinking long term, bro. So that's what I would say.
Yeah, but that was my point. Wasn't that they're going to sell off the tokens. My point was that they if you're right and it goes in the top 50, the top 50 is $1.7 billion is number 50. So that means they're going to be over 1.7 billion. So that means they created 850 million. Which what that does though is that that gives them. You could say what you want about about where it's going to go, but they have technically $850 million that they're moving around and playing with, and that was my only thing.
But they're not though. You mean the other 50% of the supply, or are you talking about what, the 15?
They control 15% of the treasury. They'll control 15% of the core. I'm just saying they have control of potentially $850 million. And that was my point. You're giving at a $1.7 billion valuation, you're giving them control of close to $1 billion in value at thin air. And
do you not think like Arbitrum had that kind of control when they?
I was not going to say it. This is how everyone does it, but even worse. They do it even worse, where it's much more tokens going towards the pre-sale. So now you have sell pressure, and again, like people will think vesting is a bad thing and they want tokens up front. Let me tell you, vesting helps with healthy token performance, bro. This is when I saw the entire supply of dog going out. I was like, well, I don't know. I don't think it's going to do anything past 5x, right? So this is a little bit different. It's stricter. Yes, there's some control. If you look at Bank, they did something where it was like 30% of the supply was out for minting, and they're doing something with the rest of the supply later on. So if you go back with scarcity and demand, that's the fundamentals on investing 101, right? We have everything out there. I don't know what's scarce. I don't know how demanded it's going to be, So, yeah.
I'm not saying that's bad, though. I think that's where you guys are confusing me. I'm just saying it just gives the team $870 million in value. That's all I'm saying, And what they're going to do with that, we don't know. But let's just say they do community grants or airdrops, right? What that's going to do is that's going to be negative on the price for how long? So my whole point is it's not going to do well in the very beginning. But long term, you are right. But this is the thing too. If you look at the market cap from Airbnb, let me show my screen. You can see this really long
from Airbnb,
right? Airbnb, that's what I call it.
Airbnb, I don't fuck with stocks. Okay, go ahead.
B&B. So you can kind of see that it's at a. Hold on, let me make sure this is Binance. Yeah, Binance. Yeah. Okay, we're good. So you can see here, it was sitting at a $800 million market cap for a long time. Then it's in the billions, but then it takes close to 2 years before it gets that.
When did it launch though? When did it launch? Look at the
2017. September or August of 2017.
Okay. So it had about
July.
Two and a half years of building out its chain and figuring out what it's going to be and all these things, right?
But what you need to know right now, the market's so mature right now. We have development. Back then, there was no DeFi. There was no this, no that. I think Binance Smart Chain is what made them pop off, right? Not just their sex token for being burnt. When BSC came out, that's when it really started to give them some love. So this is what this is right here already 2 years fast forward. And I'm not saying it's going to mimic the graph. All of them, I just have to put it out there. Sorry to interrupt you, Yagobi, but I just want to put it out there. I believe it's going to be a very high market cap token when it's all said and done in the months to come.
Yeah. I think it starts off high. I think it starts off at a $400 million market cap.
Go ahead. I was going to say this. I was going to say, look, so part of that pie that you're not necessarily worried about, but you're just pointing out, Shizzy, is that like they have access to all this liquidity, right?
Exactly.
But the airdrop, let's say they do an airdrop similar to Arbitrum, right? Do you think the airdrop that they do, let's say they do it in December, is more healthier than the airdrop whenever Arbitrum did it in last in 2022, summer of 2022?
Guys, I would just say this: when did airdrops become part of the Bitcoin culture? I just want to know when. When was that a thing for Bitcoin?
That's not my point. But I think that's more of because like this ecosystem's newer and they want users to be, more users to come. But more than that, my point that I'm trying to make is that it would actually benefit. It would benefit Fractal if they planned an airdrop. Let's just say they did. it would benefit them in heading into the bull market rather than a project like Arbitrum that did it in the summer of 2022. That's my point. So like, it's not going to hurt them if they decide to do it.
Yeah, sure. I would just say this. I think if we looked at what do people care about the most? Price, performance, things mooning. That's what gets everyone's attention, right? I think that should be your focus in trying to have, your focus should be to build out the platform and then do that after if you really want to get the eyes of the people. If you look at airdrops, it's really a marketing scheme to get people to cheer you on and be your organic community members, token holders, and marketers. That's where this airdrop fucking thing really came. It's not like, okay, well, here you go, people. We're just going to give you free shit. That's what they want out of the free shit. So it's not really free. And secondly, if you look at it, and I know this is not your point, but I'm just going to speak of it. If you look at airdrop fucking projects, bro, it's all direct. So when you look at it, pizza was the airdrop. How much more airdrops do we want? How much more airdrops do we want? And they spent $2 million. $2 million most pizzas I could buy. $2 million. They spent $2 million, bro. 1.8 something to do it. So like, what the fuck? We still talking about airdrops now? They already did it, right? So I just want to see this thing work. I want to see liquidity pools. I want to see DApps. I want to see mad trading. I want to see what we saw with that type of like volume Merlin had, right? Which probably wouldn't happen because, you know, Jeff is some next level cat. You know what I mean? So to live up to those standards, I can't say that's going to happen here. But with that type of volume, I want to see us be good again, having fun, making money, making picks, all that kind of shit. And we can't just do it. And that has stopped. The fun has stopped because the infrastructure is not there. So I just want to see us go back to those glory days once again. Not necessarily just only making money, but having fun with it and utilizing these things in a way where it works and it's sustainable. And I'm hopeful for what they could deliver here.
Yeah, I agree. I'm definitely hoping Fractal does bring the fun. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, but I was going to say, I think the fun also stopped too, is that because of liquidity in the overall markets too, though. Like we're not like, that's one of our problems as a space, and I fall into this, is that like we're always looking for a reason of why like things stop pumping. It's easy, it's very simple. If we go to the beginning, it's fucking there's no money right now. You know, people aren't excited. Bitcoin is not in a space of aggressive positive price action yet. Once that happens, all will be good. You know, all these new shits will come out, and I think Fractal's actually positioned themselves perfectly for that, because it's launching in September. People get comfortable with it. October gets bullish. November gets even more bullish. December gets fucking really bullish. And guess what? Fucking everybody's happy.
That's what I'm saying. Bro, the bull case for this on the top end is extremely bullish. If all of these stars align, which isn't out of the realm of possibility, to be fair. Again, you know, if everything's going to shape up better for us in Q4 and Fractal's going live in September, then October, they build up the user base, the dApps come, November, bull run time-ish, Bitcoin's at like 80K-ish. We're in for a real good treat here. And I think it's almost like they didn't try to time it for that, bro. They were just working on it for this year, and just happens to be, hey, we're going to do this in September when all of these other positive things should be taking place too. So the potential on multiple levels is truly there, bro. It truly is. So, and this is what you live for, right? As a guy in a space who's doing this full time, you live for these moments. You live for these opportunities and these solutions coming from a reputable team. There's nothing else. If you're looking for an opportunity in this space, like what Yagobi says, and people are very like scared money for good reason, things aren't really performing. There's nothing else out there that fits the bill better than Fractal Bitcoin. Why the fuck would I want to say Runes is bad if I don't believe it's bad, if I don't believe that's going to happen? And sure enough, I think it was negative outlook on other people who did the poll. Why the hell am I going to scream from the top of my lungs, I love Fractal Bitcoin, and then 3 months later, it's not the case? Not to say that how I'm going to be right, but I got to stand on what I believe in before the results are in, like a real man. You know, and that's what I do. So why would I want to see this as bullshit for no reason? So I could look like an idiot 3 months later? Hey, that could still be the case, but I'm going to stick with what I believe in. And I believe this is going to be good. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm with you there. I think this is going to be really good. How big it gets, I don't know. Does it get to that, you know, that level of being used as much, if not more than Bitcoin, because it has everything that we want? I mean, because that's exactly what it is. It has everything that we want Bitcoin to have as ordinals enjoyers. BRC20 runes. Like it's going to have everything that we want. Fast blocks, degen bullshit. You know what I mean? All the fun stuff's going to be happening. Programmability, which we haven't seen yet. You know, right now,
cheap fees.
So I need to see it. It's kind of like when I look at a tap. I need to see some programmability. You know, but
I agree.
Before that, we're going to have.
Go ahead.
Now, before that, we are going to have this ordinal protocol that's going to be launched September 9th. Then we got to wait to block 21,000, the BRC20s, and then we're going to have to wait for the programmability. So it's like three separate launches that we can get excited for. Three separate.
Exactly. Well said. That's exactly how it's going to play out. Excuse me. Yeah. Sorry, I was going to chime in there on something. I forgot exactly what it was.
Sorry.
But yeah. But yeah, man. Let's just see how it rolls out there. I want to test out the PizzaSwap testnet there. I'll make a video on that. I mean, I did a video on the Fractal testnet, and it performed much better than my other videos. So I think people want to know how to use that. Maybe you guys should make a video too. Yeah, what are you talking about, Shizzy, bro? You're Shizzy. You're gonna pump the fuck out of Fractal. What are you talking about?
Well, I'm gonna pump the small guys, the fair mints. That's what I'm gonna pump.
I don't
want to pump anything that they have 50% of the supply. You know what I mean? That's just my.
I would say this. I feel like we're going to see, based off of their announcement, not the latest one, but I think the previous two. When they made the announcement of PizzaSwap, they alluded to native Fractal. What was it? I don't know if you guys got the announcement out there. Native Fractal, let's call it projects.
Yeah.
Which isn't going to be the inscriptions, I don't believe. This is how I'm interpreting it. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. And like what you said, they're rolling out things in segments, bro. I think the real shit's going to happen on that third rollout, based off of how I'm trying to, interpret their announcement. It's almost like this fucking. Everything's is like encoded, with the riddles. like you know what I mean? You gotta like decipher it. You know what I mean? They're very meticulous on how they fucking make these announcements. You know what I mean? Like, oh well, Sats is gonna be gas, but then we got PizzaSwap, hint. Oh well, then there's pizza gas. Hey guys, here's the testnet. Then you got Sats's gas on PizzaSwap. What? You know what I mean? FB, inscribe, your tokens. That's the gas token. Okay, so what's Sats? Native tokens, what? Like it has us second guessing, not in a negative way, but has us on the edge of our seats thinking,
Yeah, and just thinking. I mean, you have to remember the way pump that fund works. You need smart contracts. So what that tells me with something like Sats Pump Fund, like that's they got some big backers and they got some big advertisers now, right? Or not bad, they got big advisors now. That just shows me that there's gonna be some type of smart contract. There has to be.
Yeah.
So that's just my thinking. I'm definitely outside looking in. I have no idea, but from my understanding, that's the way it looks. Programmability.
Yeah. Good job on the Sats Pump Fund team. Getting Elaine Yang, I actually know her really well. Jack Lu as well, the first the first person to create the first marketplace ever created for ordinals from Jack. Also NUSD, and they got the OpCat specialist, which is the leading guy in that field. So I feel as though when you really look at the projects on Fractal, not to knock anyone, I'm sure they're all doing good work, but if it comes to trust assumptions, they must be right at the top, having those names there. I don't know any other project that has reputable faces and names on Fractal. Maybe they are. I just didn't see them.
No,
and kudos to them.
One on Fractal. Yeah, it's the only one. It's the only one. So that's huge. That's huge. So
and then I think Sats Pump Fund also brought on board the script guy, the guy that
the old specialist. Yeah. Exactly. Yahweh. Exactly. And I think that's if you look at what's happening right now, what's popping off, it's Fractal Bitcoin and it's Pump Fund models, right? In terms of like interest, right? So I think they kind of like have those two things in one.
Yeah, and I think this might be one of the
and enablement OpCat. So you got these three things in one: Pump Fund model, you got OpCat, and you got Fractal. That's fucking bullish, bro.
Yeah,
it's huge.
This might be a unique situation to where the egg before the chicken actually works out well, because or the chicken before the egg. God, I always get that wrong. Okay, the chicken before.
I get the horse before the cart all messed up all the time.
The chicken before the egg, though, the chicken before the egg actually works out because you're basically giving these core devs and people a preview of what Bitcoin could look like. Yes, it's going to be slow. It's going to be slow fire or whatever. But you're going to be able to see what OpCat can do on a UTXO chain that's modeled after Bitcoin. So at the end of the day, this is really, really great experiment / research. And, Fractal itself is going to be big. So we'll see.
Yeah, we're right there, right? So I mean, we're gonna find out real soon, I think. Now, as I said, I think there's going to be some other bullish surprise announcements too, so that we're unaware of, I should say, from them. So let's see how that rolls out.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about OpNet's take on Tap?
They've hated Tap. Danny's hated Tap since the very beginning, so it's hard to take his opinion seriously because. But
what is hate? What is hate? Is it legitimate pieces of supporting information to hate or to criticize, or is it just out of pull this from the sky and call them that? Pull out, like, is it warranted at least to a certain degree? I don't know.
So, when we look at Fractal and we say, I wonder what the scripting language is going to be. Is there going to be a scripting? Is there programmability? You're asking the same questions about Tap, right? So the only difference is Tap's been around for a year and there's still no information. But if Benny has his promises working and stuff like that, and this layer 2 is going to be good, it's just right now, you just don't have enough information to call it a good or bad. So it's just, you guys kind of have to sit on your hands and wait. I mean, you can have an opinion on it, of course. I mean, no problem.
But is it fair to say that since it's been like, let's just say the meter is like, this is the meter, right? And it's been spoken about like this all from day one, up for a year and a half. Well, you know what I mean?
Benny just got funding a few months ago, right? Probably in like May or April. So I think that's the difference. Is Benny's been working on a solo for so long, and he finally got funding from Discrete Labs. So now he has a building. Now he's hiring people. So hiring processes and stuff take a little while. I might take on out of the game.
But I know they did which is their business. They did a fundraising round last year as well. Yeah. I don't think funding is the actual problem when you have a dev team who are the devs for the main part, and going to CoinList and, I'm sure they got to give them some fees. I don't think that's a good enough excuse, right? And I'm not saying that they're doing bad things or good things, but if I'm looking at somebody active in the market, looking for the next narrative, the next big thing in Bitcoin, and these guys are talking about the same shit they talked about fucking day one for over a year and a half, I kind of like lose my attention span on them, that's all.
Yeah. Well, think about this though. Like, if they were to launch right now, it would be dumb because, like, Tap is, first of all, it's in an environment that's not super bullish right now. Then they have to try to compete with Fractal that's about to launch. Then they also are competing with Rune standards and stuff that people are building around. It doesn't make sense for Tap to launch in an environment that's not super bullish.
I think Tap put themselves in this situation though. They could have been launching before Fractal. You know what I mean? I mean, Fractal's going live, so let's time the market now, bro. That's I don't know, man. If you got a good value proposition and your shit works and it's solving problems, you fucking launch whenever you fucking launch. You don't wait for nothing, bro.
But it's also
Runes launched at the worst possible time. I mean, Runes launched at the worst possible time. Ever since we've been sideways for 170 days on Bitcoin, it was the worst possible day. So I do think picking your day, and I think Fractal has picked a good month to do this in September, because I both think that October is going to be big. But Tap is saying that they're going to be dropping stuff right before their conference. They have a conference in September. So I don't know, man. I think the timing means a lot.
I beg to differ. I think Rune's launching on block 840,000. The halving block is bullish as fuck. And the SAT-VB reflected that. It did. It reflected that. Everybody was interested. 1,200 SAT-VB. If you look at BRC20, he's launching at a fucking Bitcoin price of 25K. That's probably one of the worst cases ever, the launch at.
Well, there's difference between anticipation and not expecting anything from BRC20s. That's a big difference in terms of, prepping, hyping up for so long, and then dry spell of liquidity in the market. And then, I'm not saying, look, that's one of the beautiful things about BRC20 is that it was unexpected. It came out of left field. And I think that's one of the reasons why it succeeded so well.
Yeah, and we're not arguing what's better or what's worse. We're just arguing why was something successful over the other. That's all. That's what this is here. And it's nothing personal for anybody who's trying to, build it out or promote it or whatever. I'm just trying to have an unbiased opinion, a logical way of thinking, why was this successful over this? And if we're talking about like Runes was, the wrong timing, I mean, I don't know, like Bitcoin was higher. And I think we always go by, if Bitcoin price is up more than it's lower, that's more of a bullish scenario than the other that's going to be more bearish. And like what you said, well, the anticipation, cool. Well, how about all of the support that Runes had, infrastructure wise, marketplace wise? But like again, well, just to my point, if we go back to the chart of BNB and why it went up, why? Because they had infrastructure. Binance Smart Chain came out. That's when things started to go off. So when you already have that on day one and the foundation is laid with all of these infrastructure, wallet support from the biggest thing like Magic Eden, the biggest influencers, and then things went like this, that tells me there's something else that's the problem. And that's once again trying to fit a token standard in an NFT fucking structure. That's the problem. That is the problem. There's nothing else.
I think it's more of like a manufactured hype versus an organically grown one, right? But that doesn't mean manufactured hypes can't work. The market conditions have to be there for them to work well, right? So, for example, if Bitcoin was on a strong run when runes came out and it was heading towards new all-time highs and banging on the door of 80,000, hit a new all-time high, I think runes would have definitely had success. But it might have not have been as big as BRC20 success, but that's the difference. It's like when you have a forced manufactured hype in a dry liquidity environment, then it's not going to be successful.
So then the morphos behind it is part of the problem. If we're talking about forced narratives. So let's be honest. Why can't we sit down as grown men who love this space and be honest with each other? Because what you just said, forced narratives or manufactured hype, well, that has to do by somebody. Who's the somebody? Let's talk about it.
I think they also miscalculated the market.
They're fucking nerds. They're into colorful parrots. That's why. They don't have any experience in this game. Trying to act like if they could. They think the influence could be their skill. But you gotta know tokens, dude. They fucked up big time and they're never going to get the flack for it. They did so much harm to this ecosystem, bro. It's fucking a shame. They did. They're the reasons why nobody wants to fuck with Bitcoin ecosystem anymore. There's a reason why now when you hear about Fractal, the guys who the liquidity from new money people could have come in because now they're interested. They got scared off because of these fuckers, bro. So they make people like me who actually see the real solution job so much harder. Because now I'm going to have to explain this to people, and even if I make sense, they still don't believe me because of their last experience. You know what I mean? And they made my job even harder when I try to warn those same people from not being wrecked. But he has 200,000 followers. He must know what he's talking about. His name is Leonidas. He does a show every other fucking day. Get wrecked. That does not translate to success. That does not translate to success, as you can see. Okay? Skin in the game does, not influence in the game. You're going to it's like following BitBoy back in the day because he has so much following. You're going to get wrecked.
Yeah. But BRC20s did get wrecked too. Anyone who bought BRC20s last April got wrecked in the summer. Anyone who bought BRC20s in April got wrecked.
At the end of the day, people made millions and millions and millions of dollars.
That was 30 people.
No, it's not, bro. Just like how you said, only 10 people became millionaires off of Ordinal. I showed it to you. It wasn't the case. And I can break that down again, but let's not go back there, revisit that. At the end of the day, why did it get listed on Binance? The runes didn't have all the support. Hold on. People made multiple of X's from 300 to 600 on multiple coins. It organically grew. It was way more successful. Now, yes, why are they wrecked now? Because of the illiquid market in an NFT structure listing tokens like NFTs. That's the fact. And then big influencers came, swept BRCs under the rug and introduced a new version as if it was going to do anything, and it didn't do nothing other than make you lose your Bitcoin. So that's why BRCs, in the tail end isn't doing anything, because the framework around it does not work for tokens. That's why. And then now newcomers like, oh, fuck, I missed out on that. Leonidas has a good rap, so I'm going to listen to him because he's talking about something called runes. He must be correct. And then they bought into that bullshit. And again, when you go off of trust, in this game, you don't do trust. So if you trusted Leonidas because runes is going to do good, and you want to buy Dog because it's going to be the top, it's going to fucking outperform Dodge, you don't trust motherfuckers anymore. I hope you understand that, people. Okay? Just like in Bitcoin, we don't trust, we verify. That's the thing. Don't trust anybody to do this for you, right? You learn from your own and take care of your family, and that's it.
Well, yeah. Yeah, man.
So that's what I would say about it. Hey, what's that?
Where should we go next?
Yeah, let's see. Anything really? Again, like I'm just so consumed in what's happening with Fractal. I would anything else that's out there, let me know, or we could talk about Fractal, whatever. Well, you guys tell me, anybody in the chat wants to know anything? Any questions?
Fractal
Whatever.
had 120 million inscriptions in 12 days.
That seems weird to me. I don't know what that is.
Well,
is that real? I don't know.
It's because of the
BRC20. I say it like it is, dog. I find that hard to believe that's all organic. Maybe it is. I don't know.
Well, it's because of BRC20s, because you're minting, you can with it being so cheap, you can mint 100 in 30 seconds. Right?
There was a lot of interest in my Fractal testnet video. So that shows people are using the testnet compared to my other videos. So yeah, people are interested, and maybe it is factual. I don't know. But yeah, because now they're talking about bots.
Well, bots too. That's the thing too. Yeah, you're gonna have bots minting these things.
That's what I mean. It could have been bots. They are not. Well, that tells me what? Somebody's trying to attack them, bro. Trying to make them look worse than what they really are. It's fucked up, man. Somebody's like, oh, why would anybody do that? Have you ever built in this space? Even if you don't build, you would always see DDoS attacks happening to like projects on their website or something. And why? It's because of enemies, people who are competitors trying to fucking discredit them. Dude, this is a cutthroat game, man. It really is. Something bad's happening right here, and somebody's attacking them with bots, bro. Straight up, trying to make them look bad.
Yeah. Well, the same thing happened with Jeff. Like, Jeff made the bridge kind of free for everyone because right now he's trying to get activity, and some guy is taking one uncommon good at a time, and bridging it out one at a time. So it's costing Jeff money every single time he does that. But he's getting free because he's trying to do something bridge on, bridge off for free right now.
Wow.
He's trying to get people. But one guy, he's minted a shit ton of uncommon goods. He's transferring one at a time. So there is people who intentionally do this shit.
Bro, I would just blacklist that fucking waste of time damn ticker, bro. For fucking 4 years, bro. That trend's already dead in 4 months, less than 4 months. What the fuck you talking about 4 years? You know what I'm saying?
Well,
I would just say screw it.
To the mempool. It's however the mempool it's gonna be a mempool.
Yeah. It's just something on chain. Yeah.
I mean, without uncommon goods, the Bitcoin fee would be zero. I mean, it would be zero right now. Uncommon goods and BTC names are the only two things being minted right now. And I'm curious, I messed up and didn't get Shizzy.btc. Did you end up getting Fractal.btc? Because I made that mistake. I didn't get
on Stacks. On Stacks?
No. It's on Bitcoin. So it's BTC.btc names. Apparently, people are minting the shit out of them right now.
No, but that's what Stacks does. .btc.
Yeah.
Well, you're doing it on layer 1 Bitcoin as well.
But I think Stacks is the main place for the .btc domain. So that's what they look to now. I mean, I don't know.
I got Francis.btc, I think, like last year. Like, full disclosure, when I first heard of Ordinals and I saw Stacks, I started doing research, Stacks came out, I literally thought Stacks NFTs was Ordinals. And then I saw the domain, like literally in the first 2 days or something, and then I realized it wasn't. So yeah, I think I saw that there. I'm not too sure if I secured my name though. I think it was gone already. Can't remember.
Yeah. Gotcha.
But I'm starting to mint a bunch of people that I know who are famous on YouTube, and I DM them, bro, you want this? Annie up. Annie up, bitch. Yeah, I was doing that to them. I think like Wendy or Crypto, Ivan on Tech, and I don't know, BitBoy, I think. Can't remember.
Yeah. So somebody grabbed Shizzy.btc and they have it up for sale for $800. I was like, no, I'm not paying that. You can keep it.
See, do you have Shizzy.sats?
I own Shizzy.sats. Yeah,
that's all you need. That's the real L1 thing, right? Domain name.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. I think if you use a wallet, I think it's Xverse, you can actually send Bitcoin to it.
Okay. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So you give them Shizzy.sats, that's what they put in the Xverse wallet, you get Bitcoin or whatever they're sending. Somebody did it for me like last year. Yeah.
That's cool. So if you guys want to send me something, send that shit. No, I'm just like.
There you go. Shizzy.sats. Hook him up.
All right, Francis. It's Labor Day here in the U.S. I guess Canada doesn't celebrate like that. Do you guys?
No, same here. It's Labor Day here too. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
Nice.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Unofficial end of summer. How do you feel about the summer?
Well, I love the weather right now, dude. It's such a nice cool breeze with the sun out. The summers here are ridiculously scorching, humidity, sticky, dry. This summer wasn't that bad though. For whatever reason, maybe the ice caps are melting. I don't know. That's what they're saying. I don't really believe in climate change, but just another hoax. I'm a big conspiracy theorist guy, so I don't believe in that. But whatever it is, yeah, the summer was really nice, and today is even more beautiful. But then the freaking damn snow and cold comes. Your fucking ball sack is going to be up in your bum, bro. It's going to be suspended. I'm going to be real cold soon, bro. So I'm going to get my long johns and shit, you know what I mean? And when I buy my long johns, I make sure it has a certain amount of thread count. Got to be thick. Those long johns got to be thick. Let's just leave it at that. We're getting to like too much details here. But okay, guys, thank you so much once again for having me crash your podcast. And we'll do it again soon.
For sure.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Francis.
All right, take care, boys.
All right. Peace.
All right. Francis doing uncensored. Shout out to Francis, man, coming in and taking our watcher view to 200. So shout out to him on this boring Labor Day. But let's see if we got any more comments, and we'll continue the giveaway.
Yeah, let's see if there was any big ones in here. I know there was a couple questions about like Fractal. Mr. Sheedy says, what's the time frame of the 50% mine? How many years? So I don't think we have that information yet for Fractal.
Yeah.
Let's see if there was anything. James Stack says, have you seen the last tap medium about turning BRC20s to tap tokens? We did see that.
We're going to get into that tomorrow. Tomorrow's Tap Tuesday. So I did save a lot of that stuff for tomorrow.
Perfect. All right. And then, okay, here's a good one from Sopan. Guys, what do you think? When will we see the price of bitmaps at 0.0002? So
I'm going to say Tuesday. Not next Tuesday, but a Tuesday in the future.
Tuesday.
I'm really bad with predictions, man. I think it does hit there, maybe even 0.002 as a top. I'm not sure, but definitely bullish on bitmaps for sure. And I love that you're an underwear model in your image there. So
that's funny. Okay. Let's see. Let's go for the next one. So we've had 2 winners so far.
Yes.
We're gonna cap it at 3. Is this gonna be the last one?
Let's do 3. I'll give away another day. So we'll do one more.
Okay, sounds good. All right. So let me pick the winner here. First of all, congrats to the first 2 winners. I'm gonna pick the winner in 3, 2. Let me zoom in here so people can see. 3, 2, 1. Number 92. My God.
All right, so we'll go to the back.
Yeah.
We'll go to the bottom again. Load more. Come on. Load more.
So you need to go down 3 spots. So just count down 95, 94, 93, and then 92 would be that 4th one there.
All right. So I'm at the bottom. So 95, 94, 93, right?
Yes.
All right. So this guy, you will win. You will win. And that concludes the giveaway, guys. We appreciate you guys are playing. I sent all 3 addresses to Yagobi, so I will lock them in. And then I will actually put these in the chat here so you guys can take a look and see if it's you guys or not. So let's take this out. Put a dash there, and then boom. These are the 3 addresses of that one. I'm putting them in now so you guys can see if you won. But awesome. That is the giveaway today. I'll send them out later today, maybe tomorrow. When I get some time, I'll probably have some time later today. So I'll get those to you guys. Congratulations and welcome to the Billy community. But guys, that's our show for today on this Labor Day, end of summer extravaganza. We appreciate you guys. Check out ordinalrevolution.com if you wouldn't mind. We have some of the best articles there, dating all the way back to last year. So check them out. If you know someone new entering the space, send them our website. We think you can really help them get caught up. We're going to be adding new articles all year, so definitely keep an eye on that. And if you're looking for the best merch in the space, we have it here at Ordinal Revolution. Hit that little store tab at the top. You can go in and you can look at everything we have. And if there is something that you would like us to create, reach out to us. We will create it and add that for you as well.
Yep. And we appreciate all 200 of you guys that are watching live. I know today was slower, but it's okay. We show up every day, and so do you guys. If you have a moment, please check out our partners, BitPerp, premium perpetual DEX that will be launching on a Bitcoin Layer 2 in Q4. Paper trading competition coming up here very, very soon. We'll get you guys information on that. Ordinal Hive, the blur of Bitcoin. Guys, they are releasing their aggregator marketplace on Bitcoin's native layer. So you're going to be able to get stuff from Magic Eden. You're going to be able to get stuff from Unisat, wherever that's the cheapest prices. They've also scaled out to Merlin chain to make things faster, a little bit better trading experience. You can earn points right now to be able to trade those in for future tokens as well. Fluid tokens, they just announced last week that layer 1 staking is coming. So those Billy cats that you guys just won, you're going to be able to stake those guys and earn Billy token. The platform is putting out 100,000 Billy token for you guys to earn. The first 100 Billy cats that get staked will be a part of the pool. After that, they're going to close it up. But this is just going to be the start to what we believe a lot of projects utilizing layer 1 Bitcoin staking. So it's going to add TVL to the entire ecosystem. So it's really, really big. Next up is Vrothium Dex. We had them on the schedule today, but Labor Day, so we're going to push them to Merlin Mondays next week. Vrothium Dex is a Merlin chain scaled out solution for Bitcoin layer 1 synthetic assets that you can trade on Merlin chain. Their main focus right now is for you guys to be able to stake these BRC 420s that are just burning a hole in your wallet, right? So you can single stake, I believe, the Vrothium Mine, Dragon Ball, and now the Blue Box. And there should be more coming for that as well. So exciting news for them. And then lastly, Foxy, we got big announcements. We will be doing a live stream for the beta that's coming up. We're going to start the live stream on Wednesday. We're going to continue that show on Thursday, but exciting because what we're going to do is do a members live stream later today to see how you guys can join the Ordinal Revolution clan to be a part of our team. And I think there's going to be like a total, did he say 30 slots, 25 slots?
25, yeah.
25 slots. So we need some good gamers to join us. Join the members live stream tonight. We'll put it out on the brand Twitter account for you guys to get information on how to join the live stream tonight if you're a member.
Yep. And if you are a good gamer and you want to get paid to do this, reach out to us because we want to win this. No, I'm just kidding. But guys, we are live Monday to Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. UTC. I was saying 4 p.m. for the longest time, but it's actually 3 p.m. UTC. Found that out today again. So thank you guys for watching us. We really appreciate you guys tuned in tomorrow for Tap Tuesday. We're going to get into a lot of the builders there. And yeah, and if you guys ever want us to talk about something, put in the comments in these videos and we can jump into that. But until tomorrow, guys, what does Francis say? Later.
Peace.
We OG, oh no, G. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the oh no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to Olo, yeah. Experts on reload, yeah. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the oh no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to Olo. Experts on reload. Man, pool getting hot. Everybody wanna rock, ayy. Rooms is coming, everybody on a knot, ayy. It's a nuisance, Ordinal Revolution, ayy. Ordinal Revolution. Yo, it's my guy for real, bro. Got friends right now. Yo, BRC 420, bro. Yo, that shit on fire, bro. Imagine if he in here. Yeah, like it in the seal. Murder. I got balls of steel. Nookies on the field. Yeah, this shit for real. With no calls, I get so far. Got 100 phone calls that I go hard, and they gon' love me. Smoke weed, huddle back. I get shiesty. Where my Bitcoin looking lovely. All this Satoshi's nothing above me.